All right. Yeah, I thought we'd do the next part. Jesse, I also might go back because I don't think I've done like a lot of the 20s of this part of 20s and that either. Um, but anyway, yeah, this is the next part, part 46. Let's go.
The lights are on upstairs, but ain't nobody home. Something going on with Elizabeth Warren. I think Elizabeth Warren might be a flat earther, or she smoked pot. Just FYI, did you hear that one of the universities, I don't know which college, they passed a rule, some type of rule, that you can no longer applaud. You can't clap your hands at school, on campus. You have to wave and do something gay.
As a result of today's operation, 680 aliens were detained by Homeland Security investigators. These individuals will be returned to their original place of detention and will be required to appear before a federal immigration judge. After their court appearance, the judge will then determine whether or not they will be deported.
Bye, illegal. Bye, y'all. Adios. Adios. David, get it off your chest, sir.
All right, Jesse, I'm sitting here smoking pot.
Are you really?
Yeah, and I had this question that came to my mind, and I'm thinking...
How old are you, David?
Man, I'm 32.
Why are you smoking pot at 32 this early in the morning?
Just because I got the day off and I didn't have anything to do, so I'm sitting here listening to you, smoking pot.
And so when you woke up this morning, what went on inside? Are you black?
Yes, I'm black. Yep, he black.
He black.
If any man that has anger is a woman, would that make him a transgender?
If you hold on to it, you could become a transgender. You remember when Elizabeth Warren claimed that she was part Indian? I wonder when she was an Indian, was she sitting out in the woods smoking pot when the white man showed up? I wonder when Elizabeth sitting out there smoking that. They don't call it pot, they call it pot-ada. Pot-oda. What is it?
Peyote.
Pot-oda.
That ain't even pot. In peyote, like, in that like real hallucinogenic, I'm pretty sure.
That works.
Pot-oda. Well, Kate Hughes allegedly broke it off with the staffer and her now ex-husband, and then slept with another male staffer. Horny. She must have been mighty abused. She got to go around having sex with everybody and their mama. Are you married?
Yes.
Does he know you have not forgiven?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know. Do you give him hell?
He might feel like I'm giving help.
He would be feeling it if you weren't giving it. So now you agree with me, right?
Yes, I agree with you.
Believe me, if we sat here and talked for a while, you agree with everything I'm saying.
Come on in, Nala.
You really will. You invite me over for tacos.
I think the better definition for obeying is trust.
Obey is the word. Which is worse to know, that you're homosexual or that you're gay? Oh, it's nice to know I'm gay. But no, you're homosexual. No. So they changed the wording. I'll rest my case. Yes, John.
Can I say something on that, or have we moved on?
We moved on.
Oh, okay.
And so the boy is going to become a girl?
On the left is the boy when he was 4.
And then now him on the right.
7 years old on the right in a dress.
So a white woman adopted a black boy and then turned it into a girl. And Black Lives Matter is not protesting?
But she's gone publicly saying, oh, Jackson told me he was a girl when he was 4.
Well, I'm not surprised then that Black Lives Matter is not saying anything about it, because it was founded by a bunch of black lesbians. Anybody got a pot on you?
listen, it was CIA, FBI. They became reporters, producers, and that type of stuff. Like the person that you work for, his first job, or the person that he knows.
Who did I work for?
CIA.
When you said the person I work for, who are you referring to?
Nate, the person that's younger than you.
Who is Nate?
Nick, sorry.
I don't work for
younger.
Nick.
You say you're a producer.
Right.
That you work for him.
No, he's my producer.
You work for him.
So Nick pay my paycheck?
He signed it? Yeah, somebody signed it. Yeah.
I signed it.
All right, you the man. I'm sorry, Jesse.
And when you say you're spiritual, what does that mean? How are you spiritual?
I mean, so I believe that there's a higher being, but I don't necessarily refer to him as or it as God.
What is it?
Mean,
if it's not God, what is it?
It's more of like it's a thing. It's not a person. It's not like Jeff.
So you believe in a higher thing?
Yeah, like there's a higher power.
What kind of thing?
What?
What kind of thing?
How do you describe something like that?
Rodney, you sound like a nice guy. Stop listening to Oprah.
Who?
Oprah.
I'm guessing he means Oprah. But can I just say, he might be the funniest man on the planet, and it just isn't, because he has got that comedy thing of just it's constant. It's constant. Like straight away when he was sitting down having a live audience. Can I bring that up? No.
Remember, I used to say I can be more presidential. Look, ladies and gentlemen of Texas, it is a great honor to be with you this evening.
Phony Democrats and righto presidents. Oh, God.
Tater Flaps from Streamlabs. Jesse, if you want Joel to read faster, have him rap the super chats.
Doesn't it sound much better what he's doing now? But before he would go, and then I jumped off the creek pole.
It ain't Joel, it's Joel. Joel. The E is silent, my dude. It ain't no Joel. Why you gotta be special? Joel. Ain't a bad guy. The Hague Report. La la la. He has the best hair on the internet. There's a song that's been on my spirit every day. Somewhere on the world today. And I gotta stand strong. Take it to the man's head. You owe him a check.
That was like Jesse just phoned Jesse. The singing, everything.
Black Child is from Washington, D.C. Black Child. Get it off your chest.
Hey, Jesse.
Hey, Black Child. How you doing?
Hey, I'd like to know, man, when Trump goes to jail, what are you going to do, man?
I'm going to put money on his books, and then I'm going to accept his collect costs. Do you have anger, David?
Well, I don't have anger, but I get angry.
Well, then you have it. They're not getting married because they love one another. They're getting married because they lust one another. And so after they get...
Because they what?
I'm sorry?
Because they what?
They're horny.
Oh.
It's like some of the women pay to have big, but why do you want to present yourself as a whore, as a slut?
Yeah.
I mean, nothing comes from that. Are you doing my silent prayer video?
I haven't been doing it every day.
Suffer.
Yeah, I know.
Suffer and die.
I need to start.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for coming on. I really appreciate it. So the class is with you?
They are. I have 25. They're all waving. You'll have to take my word for it.
All right.
25, primarily juniors and seniors.
Good morning, 25 juniors and seniors. Welcome to the show.
Hey, good morning.
I know.
Isn't that basically school? primarily juniors and seniors. That is literally what school.
That most students, by the time they finish high school and college, they are dumbed down, demoralized, and brainwashed. By the time they get out of school, they don't think for themselves. They have no original ideas at all. What happens to them?
I think you could certainly rephrase the question, and I think the students here primarily are shaking their heads. I mean, obviously, we're coming from a state like Maine.
Well, of course, the teacher's going to say that, but I love things of like psychiatrists and all them type of people. But basically, every what's the word? Basically, everybody says, every expert in every field says school crushes the natural human uniqueness and genius. Every child is born, every baby is born with its own natural thing, but over the course of its life, and especially school, that gets beaten out of them, and you just see it happen. And I mean, yeah, but yeah, it's not just Jesse saying that. Literally, everybody says that. Like child psychologists, is like you can literally see the difference. You can see the difference from a child before they go to school and after. But then, in a way, there is a reason for that. Is because it's hard to run a society when everybody is their own unique genius. At some point, everybody has to come together, and the school system does make you come together and set you up for the world of working and whatever.
Is one of the whitest states and also one of the least religious states. So to hear your perspective certainly is the other end of the spectrum, but we're hitting the bullseye, but sometimes it's the bullseye on the wrong target.
Are they aware that this whole impeachment of the Great White Hope, I call Donald Trump the Great White Hope, are they aware that the Democrats and others are liars and they hate the president because he is a straight white conservative male of power and they want him out and that the Democrats have nothing to offer? They just hate the president? Are the kids aware of that?
They are now, apparently.
Are you guys aware of that?
They are. Basically, we talk about everything.
But do they know that, though? Are they aware?
MSNBC, we read the Washington Post. I go to Breitbart every day. These students see all perspectives. I don't think that they would agree with some of the terms that you use to describe the media or Donald Trump uses to describe the media. There are some.
But do they know? Are they aware that you cannot trust the liberal media at all? They are liars?
No, but we shouldn't trust corporate America. And the same token, they shouldn't trust me, nor should they trust you 100%.
Why shouldn't they trust you? You're the teacher.
The reality is, I am prejudicial. I am biased, and I admit that.
Let me hear the applaud of the kids who support President Trump. Right on. That's right.
50, that's about 50%.
That's good. And do they know that there is no such thing? And I'm black at the Ace of Spades. And I want to know, are they aware that there is no such thing as racism, sexism, homophobism, Islamophobism, deadbeat-dadism, or anti-Semitism that is either right or wrong? It's a spiritual battle. It has nothing to do with color or male or female. You're either right or you're wrong. No such thing as racism and all that crap. Are the kids aware of that?
We come from what was a primarily Caucasian or white school. We are getting more and more diverse literally every day.
I'm sorry to hear that. That's unfortunate.
If I have a bowl of soup, I don't want my bowl of soup to be bland. I want the spices in my soup. What kind of an education are you going to get in a classroom with nothing but a bunch of rich white kids?
You're going to get a good education.
Ain't lying.
Those Somalian so-called refugees that are coming in, it's a horrible mistake to bring those people into our country, because those people are coming here with values that that doesn't match the ones in America. Those people are coming here, they're hating white people, they're very violent people, they have no morals and no character. Such as that woman, Ilhan Omar. I would throw her, when I become president, she's going to be the first one that I ship back to Africa. Mommy Africa, she should not be in my country. So these people should not be coming. They're very violent, evil people.
In theory, that's fantastic. You know, let's provide those opportunities in Mexico so that they can have a stable life and they can earn a livable wage. But
that's not our responsibility. It's not our responsibility to provide that for them. They have to learn to take care of themselves.
So I mean, obviously, I've looked at some of your background. You know, what would you say to the individual that says you are the definition of plausible deniability? If you get some kind of racist Republican and he or she says he's saying the exact same thing and he's black, how do you respond to that?
I would first say that there's no such thing as a racist Republican. Racism does not exist. It's either good or evil. You have good people influenced by God, and you have evil people influenced by Satan. And so I would first tell them there's no such thing as racism. And I will also tell them that I am an American. I have the First Amendment. I can say and whatever I want to say. I have the right to freedom of speech, and I would never allow anyone to take that away from me.
You're making statements based on emotion, based on your background.
No. It's not based on emotion. It's based on truth. And no one has a right to tell the kids what they can and cannot say, because if they do, they're going to grow up cowards. And that's why white people are under attack today, because white people are the most hated people on this side of heaven for no reason. And white people are afraid to speak up for fear of being called racist. And that should not be that way, because if it wasn't for whites, there would be no America.
So another question just came in from a senior male. How can you say you feel very little emotion, but you hold what sounds like a lot of hate for people who are looking for the same opportunity as you were looking for 50 years ago?
All right. One, I did not get that from what Jesse was just saying. It's like he bridged the gap there. But yeah, I have to say, the kind of respect to this school and respect to this teacher, even though there's a difference of opinion and whatever, but differences of opinion is fine. The fact that they actually had a thing where Jesse was on, do you know what I mean, where the kids can hear, and that's actually, more than anything, that's a massive step in the right direction. Is that then it needs to be more like that, like more conversation, like, yeah. Although, yeah, he bridged the gap there with what Jesse was saying, and jumped into something about the Mexicans.
I didn't come here looking for opportunities. I was born in America. I love my country, and I want to keep it that way. That's why I don't want all of these foreigners coming in, taking away the opportunity for American citizens. I am a believer that America should come first.
Now, another question just came in. Why do you fear these people who are different from what you determine to be your norm?
I don't fear them.
All right, fair play to the teacher. This isn't him, it's a question. So, yeah. But, yeah, these people asking the questions again. I think when the other side is having this argument, they do go into emotion. And then they start talking to people with who they think the person is, rather than actually listening to what the person is saying and going off of that, because these people aren't going off of anything that actually what Jesse's saying. There are things you can pick out in what Jesse's saying, but they're not getting the, because he's saying something they disagree with. They've painted the image of Jesse that he's this, he's hateful, he's this, he's that, he's this. So now they're arguing with this idea that they've conjured themselves, rather than actually talking to the person and hearing what. I don't know if I explained that well.
There is a wrong and a right, and these people are wrong. It's not right. And I'm saying that it's not right. It's not right for men to know they are male but act like a girl, or a girl to know that she is a girl but act like a boy. And everybody say, oh, that's nice. That's not right. It's not good. It's evil to agree with evil.
Who are you to determine what's wrong and what's right? Who determines right and wrong?
That's a good question. There's an order to life, and that order is God in Christ, Christ in man, man over woman, and woman over children. And when that order is broken and the mother take over the kids, or she turn them away from the fathers, she turn them to them. And mothers, women, not all, but most women are angry and they hate the man. And so they would turn his children away from him toward her by playing victim. The mother's not going to tell you your father left because he couldn't handle me. I was out of control. He didn't know how to deal with me. They give the impression that the fathers leave because the fathers didn't love the children, and that's not true. And so God created the man to be the head of the woman and the children and guide them in the right way to go, because when women take over, it's nothing but destruction to come.
The overwhelming number of scientists would disagree with that as well.
Because they're dumb.
We're all born with hate.
No, that's not true.
Absolutely.
No.
The hate is hardwired in us, yet it's the software
No,
that
you
shows us to hate, like Mandela said.
Hey,
We're
Sean.
not born without hate.
Where's
we are pre-wired to hate. That's what makes us competitive.
That couldn't be more wrong either. Because you look at kids. Kids don't. They don't. Well, one, they don't filter nothing, but they also don't care, because they haven't had enough time to build up an idea of what the norm is yet. Anyway, right? It's so clear that that is like. It's not true that people are born hateful. Yeah. And the way he said it as well, like, it's a proven fact. No, it's not. It's like the opposite. You've obviously never seen kids. Now, there is, like, kids are way aggressive. Like, they say you're most aggressive up to the age of 2. Because that's when, like, they, like, scratch and bite and kick and, but it's not hate. It's just, yeah, kind of natural aggression. But that gets socialized, hopefully, before the child's, I think, 4. Otherwise, yeah, you got no hope. But that's completely not true. And you, like, the person, like, I don't know whether this guy's never been around kids, but then he's a teacher.
Sean, where's Mandela now?
He's passed away.
I rest my case.
You know, I definitely appreciate those perspectives.
Sean, let me tell you one thing real fast. We're not born with hate. We're born with love, because God is love. And the way that we become angry is that when we become angry at our mothers because they're impatient, and mothers don't have love because they get their love from the father. And when we resent our mothers, we become like our mother. You become like whomever that can make you angry. And so, like, you become like her. That's not natural to be angry. But as an adult, you go and forgive because the mothers can't help themselves. Then God will forgive you and take the mother identity away from you and return you to your father. And then you become your natural self. We are not born with anger. God is love.
There's some research that came out. Her last name is Kohn, Kohn, and she wanted desperately for her research to show that we were not born with hate.
We're not.
But it showed quite the contrary. We are competitive. In order for us to survive in the animal kingdom, we need to have some drive to get ahead. The bell is...
Yeah, but again, that's true. And that's why socialism and things like that don't work. Because it removes the competitive nature that human beings and all animals need. Otherwise, if there's no rules to the game, no one does nothing. And there's natural hierarchies and things. But this guy, like, this thing of people are born with, and again, you're jumping that, yeah, no, that's absolutely true. But humans need competition, as every animal does. Every animal competes, and there's a pecking order. There's a reason why it's called a pecking order, because it comes from chickens, right? Yeah, but that's not hate. It is just a natural order, and it's why socialism doesn't work. Because if you make everything the same, like it removes the natural competition, the need for competition, the need to compete. The idea is that you teach people how to compete fairly. That's the idea. Is that you don't teach someone to become, devious, and that winning the game by any means necessary isn't going to get you anywhere, because people will remove you. It's a great thing Jordan Peterson says, that you play the game and you play the game fairly, because then, talking in terms of children, but obviously it works on a adult level too. But yeah, that the child, if you teach the child to compete fairly with its peers, the children will want it to play with them in other games. Therefore, you become the winner in life. Whereas if you teach your kid to cheat and win by any means necessary, the other kids aren't going to want to play with them. And that works the same in the business world. If you're someone who's backstabbing, and once you get a reputation for that, no one's going to work with you. But if you play the game fairly and you do things fairly, then more people are going to want to work with you, and it improves your circle. Therefore, although you're not winning every competition in life by any means necessary, you're winning the overall game, because you're being included within every kind of what everybody wants you. Do you know what I mean? It becomes like, that's. But to say that means that humans are hateful, that doesn't mean that humans is hateful. That's not hate, it's competition. You don't hate people that you compete with. Like, well, some people you do. I was thinking then, in sports, there are some people you play where you think, I'm definitely tackling you two because I don't like you. But you don't hate, it's just competition.
My students are leaving. Everyone say thank you. To
Thank you,
Jesse
students. That was amazing.
So you made a statement about Elijah Cunningham.
As much as I completely disagree with that teacher, like I said earlier, that the fact that they actually had Jesse talk and kind of go back and forth and challenge him in front of, like, that is the step that needs to be had. Not a step in any way politically. Society doesn't need to go to the left, it doesn't need to go to the right. It needs to just become freer and chiller and actually have conversations. Because without conversation as well, you don't know whether what you think is good. Because if you don't feel comfortable to say something, you're never gonna have that idea challenged. Like, anyway.
Cunningham. Now I don't know the guy.
He dead.
Okay. I'm sorry.
He dead.
Savage. King Cole. Savage. Savage. Savage.
But now the girls are sluts. Just sluts.
Savage. 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 Savage.
Nick worked for me. I don't work for Nick. He might think so at times. whether you have a master's degree or whatever kind of degree, it's not going to stop Satan.
Let me say this one thing that happened to me earlier. Now, here's two cops.
You know what, Brian?
Pull up, and like I told you,
Brian,
out in the street.
I gotta go, man. I mean, it may offend people because people are easily offended. They like to get offended over things that are true.
Here's that. Yeah, boy. Anyway, I grew up saying watermelon. Everybody just knew what I was talking about.
I didn't even know.
Now you have to say watermelons.
Yeah. Yeah. And him saying about offence there, him saying about offence, the other guy show. I think Ricky Gervais has the best line of people that it's just because you're offended, it doesn't mean you're right. Like, and people think that, yeah, because they're offended, that means that they're justified to do anything they want. But yeah, as like as much as what Jesse does is like it's always the same. You can still never really predict how he's going to react to something, which is kind of amazing. You know his things, you know his catchphrases, you know the things, but there is still an unpredictability about him. You never quite know how he's going to take anything that's said to him. Like when they said about the woman sleeping with this person, I thought he was going to say slut or something like that. But he said horny. Horny come up a couple of times. I think that might become my new favourite Jesse word. His, yeah, exclamation words. He does. Lesbian. But yeah, that's the reaction. Sweet.